All right, this is part 22, from understanding to application, how to use this knowledge without distorting it. Obviously, this is still the volume 2 series now, and that is Christos Dynamics and the Structure of Reality. Here we go. At this point, you might be feeling like everything connects. The clock, the 12 positions, the toroidal structure, the 7 constraints, the fields, the gates, the way the systems fail. And that's good. But this is also the point where things can go wrong. Because when a framework starts to unify multiple domains, there's a temptation to apply it to everything too quickly, to turn it into an answer instead of using it as a lens to see through. And that's how good structure gets distorted. So let's anchor this properly. This is not a system that replaces disciplines. It does not replace physics. It does not replace biology. It does not replace engineering. It does not replace medicine. It does not replace economics. Those fields are doing real work. What this does is sit above them. It gives you a way to see how they connect, where they break, and why they break, even when everything inside them looks correct. That's its role. Nothing more, nothing less. Now here's how to actually use it. Step 1, stop asking isolated questions. Instead of asking what is wrong with this part, ask where is coherence being lost? That one shift changes everything, because now you're not chasing symptoms, you're looking for structure. Step 2, identify the level. Is this a constraint issue, a domain issue, a process issue, a model issue? Because if you try to fix a constraint problem with a model, it will never work. If you try to fix a structural issue with behavior alone, it will never hold. Placement matters. Step 3, use the 12 positions as a map, not as labels, as functions. Where in the cycle is the system? Is it failing at initiation, at form, at communication, at boundaries, at balance, at transformation? Because failure is not random. It shows up in specific regions of the structure, of the toroid. Just like a clock, if the system is drifting, it's drifting somewhere. And once you locate that position, you can start asking the right question. Step 4, check the meta laws. Is the system still recursive? Is flow still closed? Are polarities still balanced? Are interfaces still working? Are stability states still intact? Is adaptation still possible? Is optimization still happening? If the answer is no, you've found the problem. Not at the surface, at the foundation. Step 5, don't overextend the model. This is critical. Just because structure appears across domains does not mean all domains are identical. I've made that mistake a lot of times. The clock is not a human. A human is not a galaxy. A galaxy is not an economy. But they can share structural patterns. Respect that boundary, because the moment you collapse everything into one idea, you lose the precision. And precision is what makes this actually useful. Now let's bring back the torus one more time, because this is where application becomes intuitive. A toroidal system is stable when flow is balanced. Outward movement must return. If one side dominates, the system distorts. Like a earth wobble? Saturnalia dominating? Outward movement must return. If one side dominates, the system distorts. That's true in physics, that's true in biology, that's true in behavior, that's true in systems design. So when you're analyzing anything, you can ask a very simple question. Where is the flow not returning? Think about that in all of our engineering. We don't have any return flow. Where is the accumulation happening without resolution? Where is output happening without feedback? That's where coherence is breaking. And now you can act, not blindly, but structurally. Now on one final piece, and this matters more than anything else. Do not turn this into belief. Do not defend it. Do not attach identity to it. Use it, test it, apply it, refine it, because the value of this framework is not in how it sounds. It's in whether it clarifies what you're looking at. If it helps you see structure, it's working. If it helps you identify failure earlier, it's working, like identifying tumors 3 years before they ever form. If it helps you connect domains without confusion, it's working. If it doesn't, adjust it. That's how real systems evolve, not through certainty, through coherence. And that brings everything in full circle. The clock is not just something you look at, it's something you use. A map of position inside a closed system. The torus is not just a shape, it's the architecture that makes return possible. The 12 positions are not symbols, they are functional regions of a coherent cycle. And the 7 constraints are not ideas, they are what make the entire system hold together. So when you use this framework, you're not stepping outside of reality, you're aligning with its structure. And that's the difference, not belief, not interpretation, alignment. That concludes 22. And we will have part 23, which will be a bridge to volume 3, where we discuss the 8 movements of motion, or 8 types of warp travel you could do per se. I've only invented one type so far, but I know the other types of travel there are, so I know I can invent them. I can invent it. That hasn't been my focus lately. As far as Starship. I wanted to tell you today as well, I figured out how to refill all the aquifers that are almost empty everywhere in all the states, as well as bring back the rivers, the creeks, make them flow fully again. Everyone thinks aquifers fill up from rainwater, and they think it's thousands of years. But that's actually not how, that's the secondary source. The primary source is the field. And the way that you get the aquifer back is you have to get coherence back into it. And I came up with a few inventions to do that today. I'll have some papers coming out on that. I have a bunch of other inventions I haven't even told you guys anything about. It's getting pretty crazy. Let me show you some new cool stuff. All right, guys, I just wanted to show you some stuff I've done on my website here recently. So I put an economy section on. Regenerative economy, which is how I'll do business. My business will be just like the torus. It will be a circulation model. You can check that out at christosenergy.com. Just a reminder, both the books are ready to go. You can read both these now. This will be coming out here in the future. On the home page here, you can see that I've added a social media portion. And back to the view library here. If you go to the AI section here, scroll down, you will see, oh look, the harmonic periodic table white papers. You actually have the harmonic periodic table here you can zoom in on and actually check it out. Scroll down here. This kind of gives a summary. Then you have both papers. You can read the full harmonic periodic table. Hope you guys enjoy it. Have a blessed day. Namaste.